Hi, this is Melvin. I want to welcome you once again to Urban Watch Poetry. I'm going to do two poems. One is called Promises, Promises, and the other one is called Heroes. I'm doing these poems to draw attention to the upcoming special election in Alabama, where Roy Moore, an alleged pedophile, is being endorsed by number 45, an admitted sexual predator. For over 20 years as a counselor, I've worked with victims and perpetrators of abuse. I specialize in working with victims and perpetrators of sexual abuse of all ages. The first poem, Promises, Promises, was written by a 12-year-old girl who was sexually abused by her father, who had been persuaded to testify against him and sent to the judge who presided over the trial. It is heartbreaking as her testimony of what so many victims have to endure. Promises, Promises, a child's view of incest. I asked you for help, and you told me you would. I told you the things my dad did to me. It was really hard for me to say all those things, but you told me to trust you, and then you made me repeat them to 14 different strangers. I asked you for privacy, and you sent 2 policemen to my school in front of everyone to, quote, go downtown for a talk in their black and white car, like I was the one being busted. I asked you to believe me, and you said that you did. Then you connected me to a lie detector, took me to court, where lawyers put me on trial, like I was a liar. I can't help it if I can't remember times or dates. Your questions got me confused. Your confusion got me suspicious. I asked you for help, and you gave me a doctor with a cold metal gadget and cold hands. Spread my legs and stared just like my father. You said it wouldn't hurt, just like my father. You told me not to cry. You said I looked fine. Good news for me, you said. Bad news for my case. I asked you for confidentiality, and you let the newspaper get my story. What does it matter that they left out my name? They put my father's and our home address. Even my best friend's mother won't let her talk to me anymore. I asked you for protection, and you gave me a social worker who patted my head and called me honey, mostly because she could never remember my name. She sent me to live with strangers in another place, in a different school. I lost my part in the school play and the science fair, while he and all of the others got to stay home. Do you know what it's like to live where there's a lock on the refrigerator, where you have to ask for permission to use the shampoo, or you can't use the phone to call your own friends? You get used to hearing, hi, I'm your new social worker. This is your new foster sister, dorm mother, group home. You tiptoe around like a perpetual guest. You don't even get to see your own puppy grow up. Do you know what it's like to know more social workers than friends? Do you know what it feels like to be the one that everyone blames for the trouble? Even when they were speaking to me, all they talked about was lawyers, shrinks, and fees, whether or not they'd lose the mortgage. Do you know what it's like when your sisters hate you and your brother calls you a liar? My word against my father's. I'm 12 years old. He's the manager of a bank. You say you believe me? Who cares? Nobody else does. I asked you for help, and you forced my mom to choose between us. She chose him, of course. She was scared and had a lot to lose. I've had a lot to lose too. The difference was you never told me how much. I asked you to put an end to the abuse. You put an end to my whole family. You took away my rights. You took away my nights of hell and gave me days of hell instead. You exchanged my private nightmare for a very public one. The second poem is called Heroes. It's a poem that I wrote uh, for victims of abuse. Um, I used to run groups. It was called an AMAC group, which stands for Adults Molested as Children. Um, and before I do the poem, I want to mention something that was very profound to me. Um, in this group, uh, I was told that the victims, they never say the word fine when asked how their day was or or how they've been. Um, and I was told that the reason they never say the word fine is because for them, for victims of sexual abuse, for women who were molested as children, uh, they carry that pain, that throughout their lives. And for them, the word fine stands for fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. They are heroes to me. Battered, tattered, shattered dreams. How far away the future seems. I seem caught up in yesterday. Abuse, misuse. I was your prey. Tortured memories of my past. How much longer will you last? Will I forever feel you near? Will I forever live in fear? Fear of the pain that you inflicted, the childhood growth that you restricted. You made my life a living hell. I pled to you with no avail. I was but a little child, whose innocence that you defiled. But I have grown, and I am stronger, and you control my life no longer. Yes, I survived your darkest hour. Now in my life, you have no power. The pain you cause might manifest, but it does not control my quest. Each time you raise your hideous face, I take me to a safer place, a place within where I implore to be your victim, nevermore. Alabama, you have a choice to make, a choice that's going to send a message to young girls throughout your state, throughout our country, and around the world. You can choose to elect a pedophile who is supported by a confessed sexual predator. And if you do, then what I want to say is shame on you. Just as every day I say shame on America. This is Urban Watch Poetry. My name is Melvin, and we speak the truth.